Barcelona have just defeated Atletico by 3-1. It was a result that ensured that Hansi Flick's side remain at the top of La Liga. Now, going into this game, Atletico had conceded just 2 goals in their last 7 league matches. Well, this match, they conceded 3. That is definitely impressive, at least from an attacking perspective. But to break down all of the hidden details from this game, let's start with how both managers set up on the night. So both teams started in the usual formations, Atletico in their classic 4-4-2, while Barcelona lined up in the usual 4-2-3-1. Out of possession, Simeone's side will play in the mid-block, preserving their energy and applying the man-to-man press whenever they sense some vulnerability in our build-up. Now remember, when you play in a mid-block, the idea is to choke the middle of the park to stifle any creativity in the opposition's midfield. While this can be effective against creative players, it also leaves spaces in behind for the attackers to exploit. But before we get too ahead of ourselves, let's talk about how it all started. Guys, I don't know if you noticed, but under Hansi Flick, Barcelona love to concede first. I mean, how many times have we seen this in big games? We go behind early and then stage a comeback. Now, Atletico, on the other hand, love to score first. They've scored first in every single game they've played in the league this season. So when you put these two starts together, all the odds would naturally suggest that Barcelona would be the first to blink. And much like we saw against Alaves in the first minute of the game, this time it took just 19 minutes and Atletico were ahead. And I feel so tired of talking about this, but again, the offside trap was breached. It was a well-timed run from Bayern from deep. Look, when they win the ball back, he's already calling for it. Now, forget about Eric Garcia for a second. Because of Balde's overlap to offer the width in attack, Gerard Martin has to go over to cover in case of a counter. This forces Kubasi to go with him and leaves us vulnerable to the switch. This is why Eric Garcia was brought on to provide defensive cover for the backline. For some reason, he fails to pick up Bayern, allowing him to get in behind from deep. Barcelona thought they'd kept him offside, but it was Kubasi's trailing foot offering him a helping hand. He's through on goal. Joan Garcia tries to put him off. He's calm, composed, 1-0. Guys, when we talk about the leadership of this man, I don't think people fully understand. It's not just about talking in the media, it's about doing the talking on the pitch. Talk about leading by example. After all that drama over the weekend, we needed somebody to step up. And boy, did he step up for this goal. Okay, enough talking. Let's analyze. Now, this is a player who was primarily on the left. But we've said this before. It's his ability to smell the danger, to spot the spaces in behind. Remember, Atletico are in the mid-block, so they can't get back in time to plug the spaces. Now, credit to Pedri, he spots the run, and in a split second, the vision, the timing, and the way on the pass is inch perfect. Raphinha times the run to perfection, does even more brilliantly to round the goalkeeper, 1-1. Guys, this is what you get when the leaders in the team step up and show the younger ones what is required of the team. This is what we've been lacking, and it was contagious throughout the team. Everyone was pressing and playing at their best until... Now guys, I don't know if you know this, but when a player is not having their best game, the last thing you want to do is hand them a penalty. Because they're already under pressure. Now you double that pressure with a penalty kick, and if they miss, you yank them down even further, and then nothing else can go right on the night. That's exactly what happened here, because as soon as I saw Lewandowski stepping up, I knew he was going to miss. He was already having a poor game. He barely touched the ball. And it showed, because this has to be the most wayward penalty I've ever seen Lewandowski take. Doesn't get anywhere near the target. It's almost as if he was trying so hard to miss. He skies it completely, and Atletico are handed a lifeline. Now, we started to lose a bit of momentum, and Atletico were starting to regain their confidence. Guys, if you've ever had your pocket picked in the market, then you can relate to this. It's the chaos of the situation that allows the pickpocket the opportunity to strike. That's exactly what this man is. You see, prior to Raphinha's return, Dani Olmo hadn't scored in a single game this season. Now he's already scored 3 in 2 games. It's obvious that Raphinha's presence creates chaos, and in that chaos, Dani Olmo can steal into the spaces and pick the opponent's pocket. That's exactly what he's done for the second goal, because look, it starts from Pedri running forward with the ball and breaking the lines of defense. He attempts to pass into Dani Olmo. He fails to bring it under control at the first attempt, which allows the interception to be made. This is where the chaos ensues as 3 players going for the ball. Dani Olmo creeps up, steals the ball, and instinctively he puts it into the bottom right corner. It's hit hard and low. Oblak isn't able to get to the ground early. 2-1. Amazing. Now, unfortunately, Dani Olmo gets his shoulder injured in the process, and we are now hearing that he's going to be out the whole of December, which is a bit of a worry because we've already lost Fermin to injury and we've got the Champions League, Real Betis, and the game against Villarreal all in this month. But we will talk about how Barcelona can line up without him in a separate video. Guys, this was an exact replica of the scenario against Alaves. Atletico decided to push for an equaliser. They changed their shape from a mid-block to a high press, and just like Alaves did, they paid for it. But who made this happen? It was these 3 players. Guys, remember in the last video we spoke about the balance in attack. With Gerard Martin in the left side of defence, Balde can push forward and almost play as a left winger, giving Barcelona more width and options on the other side of attack. Well, this was exactly how we got the goal that sealed the victory on the night. But look where the play develops is so impressive from Dro. He thinks about making the run at the defenders but realises we can't take chances when we're holding on to a lead. So he pulls a Pedri and turns. This is so important as it resets the play and allows us to reload another attack. Now, by the time the ball gets to Rashford, Atletico are starting to lose their shape. And I'm so happy about this goal because we literally did to them what other teams have been doing to us this season. They're keeping Ferran Torres offside and they don't pick up the run from Balde in behind. Rashford spots it, plays him through, but this is the most important bit. It's the first time ball from Balde. He knows Ferran Torres is there. He knows that he's gained at least half a second on the defenders. So because he plays that ball first time, it gives Ferran Torres enough time to get the ball under control and get off the shot before the defender gets to him. Perfect team goal, guys. This team is functioning again. Okay, guys, what does this mean? Well, Hansi Flick is smiling again. Pedri and Raphinha are back in the squad and it seems like we have figured out a short-term fix in defense. Obviously, we need to improve our execution of the offside trap this season. And Lewandowski needs to rediscover his form. But there's no denying that this team is starting to regain their identity. But remember, it's not just about me. I want to hear your thoughts as well. So do feel free to reach out in the comments. Tell me what you agreed with, but also what you thought that I missed. And we will be back here at the weekend for the game against Real Betis. So make sure that you are subscribed so you catch that when it drops. Until next time, guys, see you soon and Visca El Barça.